All right, welcome back. Today we're going to dive into the really fascinating world of peer-to-peer networks. We're going to explore how they're getting ready to completely change not just the way we compute, but also how we talk to each other online.
So just picture this for a minute. Your computer, right now, as it's sitting there, has a ton of processing power that's just idle. What if you could rent out that unused power, let it help solve huge computational problems and actually get paid for it? I know it sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's not. It's the real foundation of a massive shift in computing.
To really get where we're headed, we first need to take a quick look at how things work right now. For years, high-performance computing has been locked away, in these giant, centralized data centers that only a few people could access. But that old model, it's really starting to show its cracks.
So what's the big deal here? Why is moving away from that central server model so revolutionary? Well, it all comes down to breaking away from a system that's super expensive, really vulnerable, and concentrated in the hands of just a tiny handful of tech giants. And when you put the two models side by side, the difference is just stark. On one hand, you've got this centralized cloud we all use today, run by giants like Amazon and Google. They control everything, they set the prices, but on the other hand, you have this idea of a decentralized peer-to-peer cloud. In that world, control is spread out, costs are determined by an open market, and the whole thing is way more reliable because there's no single server that can be knocked offline.
The benefits here are just massive. What this creates is a true shared economy for computing power. By linking up millions of otherwise idle machines, the system becomes way cheaper because it's a real free market. It's more reliable because you can't just attack one central point. You can even get better performance by tapping into a computer that's geographically closer to you. And it saves a ton of power by using resources that are already up and running.
Okay, so this takes us from the abstract idea to something tangible and honestly incredible. The possibility of building a single supercomputer that spans the entire planet, powered by all of us.
And that's a great question, right? How do you actually get millions of individual machines to work together as one? Well, the answer is you have to create a marketplace. You need an incentive layer that makes it worth everyone's while to plug in and participate. And one of the most exciting projects trying to solve this is called Golem. The easiest way to think about it is like a global Airbnb, but instead of renting out a spare room, you're renting out your spare computer processors. It's a decentralized supercomputer built on Ethereum that's creating this huge peer-to-peer market for computing power.
So how does this actually become a working economy? It's actually pretty simple. If you've got extra CPU or GPU power just sitting there, you can offer it up to the network. When somebody needs that power, maybe for CGI rendering or scientific research or whatever, they rent it from you. And in exchange, you earn Golem Network Tokens, or GNT. That economic incentive is what fuels the entire system.
And Golem isn't some lone wolf out there. There are other projects, like Zennet, that are also building these open markets where publishers who need computing power can buy it straight from providers who have it to spare. This isn't just a one-off idea. It's a whole movement that's gaining steam.
Now, this exact same principle, this idea of decentralization, applies just as much to another huge pillar of our digital lives, communication.
Just like with computing, pretty much all of our communication systems, from chat apps to social media, run through centralized servers. And that creates the very same problem. Those servers can be watched, they can be censored, they can be shut down. They're a bottleneck and a single point of failure for all our conversations. So if we know our current systems are this vulnerable, what's the alternative? How do we build communication tools that are resistant to censorship, that are truly private, and that don't depend on some central company that could get hacked or pressured into giving up our data?
The answer, you might have guessed, lies once again in that peer-to-peer architecture. It's all about creating systems where our messages can travel from person to person without ever having to pass through a central hub.
And this is where a project called Whisper comes in. It's a communication protocol that's built right into the Ethereum peer-to-peer network. You can think of it as a layer designed for one key job: to let decentralized apps and the people using them send messages to each other confidentially, without a central server logging their every move.
And the ways you can use this are pretty wild. Decentralized apps can use Whisper to coordinate with each other before they finalize a transaction on the blockchain. It can be used for dark communication. Think about a whistleblower needing to contact a journalist securely. It's really a foundational piece for a whole new class of private, resilient applications.
And again, Whisper is part of a much larger trend.
It has similar goals to other projects like Bitmessage and Telehash, which are all trying to figure out how to lock down our digital conversations. It's a whole ecosystem of privacy-first tools, all working toward a future where our online conversations are actually our own.
So what all of this really points to is a fundamental change in how we think about both computation and communication, a move away from these old centralized models. And that leaves us with a really powerful question to think about. With these two pillars being completely rebuilt, what's next? Is it storage? Is it identity? The entire architecture of the web is really up for grabs. And that's it for this explainer. If you found this breakdown interesting, please do me a favor and hit that like button, share it with someone you think would appreciate it, and of course, subscribe for more deep dives like this one. Thanks so much for watching.